what are some of the best ways to drive off Amazon traffic to Amazon? I would always look at things like affiliate and influencer traffic. Those are always going to be great ways to get Amazon influencers at the end of the day to push your products, helps with sales conversions, boosts, so on and so forth. People don't like feeling sold to in this day and age. They want to feel like they are being given a true recommendation from somebody, right? And so that's a big thing. That's one that I would also do is just affiliate marketing. You can always start your own social. So social media, to this day, having your own social media account, doing all sorts of stuff, promoting on there, getting people to follow your brand. That's brand building 101 is having, your own brand presence. Look at us right here. Part of the reason that I do this every Friday, right, is because of the fact that it builds awareness for our brands. It provides value. People like it. And conversely, people come and work with Mac. People, want our services because of the value we bring here. So brand building and awareness is always something I'm going to talk to you, regardless of whether you're an Amazon seller, direct to consumer. We do a lot of direct to consumer right now and most of the direct to consumer we are doing is Amazon brands who are branching out from just Amazon and getting into direct to consumer. So they're new brand, so to speak. But typical ROAS, right, is going to be up in the air as to what you're going for. But typically speaking, I want to look at a minimum of usually like a 3.5 to a 6 for ROAS on meta ads. That's what I would consider to be like a healthy ROAS. It can be troubling though. But I do for reference, I got my start in e-commerce on Shopify. I actually didn't start on Amazon. I started on eBay and then moved into Shopify and then moved to Amazon. So that said, direct to consumer is a great market if you're looking to diversify outside of just Amazon. It also can help to build traffic for Amazon. A lot of times we will see for brands that we do meta ads and we do TikTok ads and influencers and UGC, all of that, right? You'll typically see a direct search volume for branded terms increase on Amazon specifically, because a lot of people just want to buy direct on Amazon. And so it's a pretty common thing to see. And so with that, it's definitely something that I would look into if you're interested in expanding. UGC, affiliate, stuff like that can be a little difficult to actually track attribution on, but is something I would definitely go down as well. And if you're looking for some assistance trying to get started over there or anything like that, feel free to, book a call with us. Rather than going to my Amazon guy, you can go to maggrowth.com. It's our, direct to consumer performance marketing division of the company. And so it's definitely something that we'd be more than happy to help you out with. Do ongoing subscribe and save sales have any influence on a brand's overall click-through rate and conversion rate? No, not the click-through rate and conversion rate, but what they do have influence on is your average sales. So one of the key factors, and I think what you're probably looking at here is ranking, right? And how it helps with ranking in general. So we put this together every single year. So this is our SEO ranking factors, right? So what actually takes effect in rank? So you're kind of talking about two aspects, click-through rate, conversion rate, right? Now, two things on this that are extremely important to how you get ranked on Amazon. I know we say SEO factors, but realistically, it's ranking that we're talking about here. Number one is organic sales. So subscribe and save sales do play a major part because they are considered organic sales, right? You are consistently getting organic sales that you're not paying for every single month over and over and over and over again. You also see this one right here, which is 180-day sales. This is your average sales every single day over 180 days. That has and does play a major role within your overall ranking, right? So if you have, let's say, 100 subscribe and save customers and you get on average 1,000 orders a month, right? That's going to play a major role in your ranking because it's just 100 orders every single month that you're getting. Now, let's say you have 1,000 subscribe and save and you only get 3,000 orders per month, right? That still affects you heavily because you're not paying for it, first and foremost. And secondly, it's organic sales revenue. So having 1,000 orders per month minimum from subscribe and save is way better at the end of the day than having only 2,000 just regular sales or 3,000 regular sales, so to speak. So those are the ways to look at it. It's very much based off that average by and large that it helps, so to speak.